Hi everyone, it's Julia, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about the iCarly reboot. So I put on my community tab if you guys wanted to hear my thoughts on the reboot, and 90% of you said yes, so here it is. So yeah, I didn't really write anything down, I'm just going off of my thoughts, but I'm gonna let y'all know that I watched this twice, 2 times, and the first time, my thoughts were pretty critical. I don't know what it is, I'm just very, weird about shows, especially revivals and reboots. I think this is basically like a revival, not really a reboot, but I'm just very weird about revivals, reboots, and just honestly shows of this generation in general. I guess I'm one of those people where I think mid 2000s, early 2000s, and 90s shows are better. I know, I'm one of those people, but I grew up in the mid 2000s, so early to mid, so maybe that's why. So I thought this reboot was pretty good. It wasn't bad. It really wasn't bad. I was so excited for it, but I didn't have super high hopes of it. I wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be the best reboot ever. No, definitely not. But I was excited for it. So first of all, I'm gonna talk about the theme song. So I loved how they kept the theme song. I love that they kept it, but I do wish that Miranda Cosgrove maybe re-recorded it. I read somewhere that apparently she did think about re-recording it, but then decided not to. But I actually think she would have benefited from re-recording it because I feel like it would have matched the more mature adult theme of the show. And it would have reflected that they aged. It would have reflected that almost 10 years have gone by. But I thought it was pretty good. The actual intro sequences themselves, though, I thought were pretty not good. I don't think it matched the original song because the scenes were really wacky in the original version. In the original version, you have them doing crazy things, making crazy faces, and I feel like in this intro sequence, they really weren't doing that. I felt like they were kind of just smiling, standing, walking, talking. I didn't really like how it didn't come across the way it did in the original show, and I get it that it's a more adult show, so they're not gonna be super wacky like when they were young, but it would have been nice. It would have matched the theme, so I feel like they should have done something to match the theme. So that's my personal opinion on the theme and the intro. So let's get into the characters. So first, let me get into Carly, aka Miranda Cosgrove. So I thought that Miranda's performance was pretty decent. However, I will say in the first episode, the pilot, her acting was a bit rough. So I'm gonna just say right here, it's very obvious that Nathan Kress, Miranda Cosgrove, and Trainor have not acted as Carly, Freddie, and Spencer in a long time. They haven't done these roles, so they're not going to be stellar out the gate. And so that we definitely saw that in the pilot. I felt like Miranda's acting in particular was really shaky in the first and second episodes, but then by the third, you could tell that she kind of eased into it. So yeah, we can't expect them to be stellar actors, you know what I mean, right back into these roles. It's going to take them time, and so you could definitely see that with Miranda. But I thought that her performance wasn't bad, and I feel like Carly is kind of like how I would have expected her to be. I feel like in the original series, she was really sweet and kind of quirky-ish, kind of weird at times, but I feel like in this revival, she's really awkward, and I feel like that's how I'd expect Carly to be. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe because Miranda Cosgrove has this very endearing but kind of awkward manner. I don't know. I don't want to call her awkward. I feel like awkward is bad because I'm pretty awkward. Trust me, if you meet me in real life, I'm kind of awkward myself. But I don't know. She just has this kind of way about her, and I feel like Carly, it's reflecting in how she's portraying Carly. So I really like Carly's portrayal. I really like how she's kind of just trying to find herself, and that's something I'm really enjoying about this show so far, is Carly's really trying to find herself as a mid to late 20s person, you know what I mean? She went to college, and she's what do I want to do with my life? Oh, iCarly was what worked for me. I want to go back to my roots. And I really liked how they did that sort of exploration, and I wish they expanded a little bit more on her Italian gig, so her time in Italy. I wish they expanded more on her radio stint. I wish they kind of did more of that. I feel like in the first episode, the exposition in terms of explaining where Spencer, Freddie, and Carly have been, it was very quick. It was okay, I did this in Italy, and I was on radio, and I did media studies, and now I'm here. It was very much let's get you into the current plot. Let's get you into the current version of iCarly. And I understand that, I guess, because of time, and maybe they don't want to dwell too much on the past. They want to kind of grow this apart from the original show. But I wish they had kind of connected the past a little bit more. I think it would have felt more you know, like, okay, we actually know what's been up with these characters. We actually have kept up with them over the past however many years. So I think that would have been really nice for them to do, but I understand for time's sake they really couldn't. So yeah, I really liked Carly. I really liked her character, and I really like how she's, you know, realizing that, you know, iCarly's what she wants to do. However, I didn't really like the way she was acting for the iCarly, like when she was streaming the show. Like, I felt like she was significantly lower energy. I don't know if that was just Carly or Miranda, I don't know. But, you know, in the first show, they were very quirky, high energy, very, very, very energetic in the iCarly shoots. But then in this show, she was very low energy. And I mean, I guess maybe that'll change throughout the series, but I get that they're adults, but that just felt a little weird. I didn't really like that too much. And also the Spencer bit with the baby, like, I mean, it was a nice callback, but I was kind of like, I don't know, it didn't really do it for me. That's usually like their scenes where they use food and other things. I didn't even like that as a kid. I'm just not that type. I'm one of those people that her food can't touch. Okay, like, I don't want my food touching at all. I don't even like my pancakes touching my syrup. I know y'all are probably gonna roast me, but I literally don't like my stuff touching. So I don't know. I never liked those scenes even as a kid. So maybe that's kind of how I'm feeling about that. So next we're gonna get into Freddie's character, Nathan Kress. I really liked Nathan's portrayal of Freddie. I also feel like, again, he was part of like that group of, you know, I'm getting back into the swing of things, and I felt like his delivery was a little, you know, a little stiff at times, but I think he's been doing extremely well, and I really love him on the show. I feel like his character is very funny and he adds a lot to the show. My only thing is I wish they made Freddie less of a loser. Like, why did he have to have 2 failed marriages and a failed startup? Like, why did they have to make him such, like, Freddie was such like a tech guy. He was so intellectual, you know, as a kid. Like, he was a very smart kid. Like, Carly and Freddie were very smart, very bright. Like, they weren't, I don't think they were just your average students. They were like kind of genius a little bit, I guess, in school. And so I found it kind of weird that they made Freddie like such a failure, because it's like he could have done something in tech. He could have been working as like something in Google, I don't know, Apple Pear, you know, like the Pear phone. Like, he could have been doing something in that. I don't understand why they kind of made him like a bit of a failure. But I honestly think that the reason why they kind of made him sort of a failure, he's moving back with his mom, is because they're trying to set Carly and Freddie up. That's what I'm thinking. I think they're trying to set Carly and Freddie up. So that's my opinion. But yeah, I didn't really like that. Another thing is his parenthood with Millicent. So I'm going to get into Millicent later, but I don't like how they kind of made Nathan Kress like, or they made Freddie kind of like such a pushover dad, and obviously that's going to develop as the series goes on, but I don't like how Freddie and Millicent don't seem to have much of a connection, because apparently he adopted her. So clearly if he adopted her, he must have felt connected to her during, like, prior to the divorce. So I don't really know why there's such a huge disconnect. Maybe because Millicent's like a preteen and she's going through those times, but I kind of want them to develop him more as a father figure, and I want them to have like a real bond and connection. I just feel like I really want to see, I love that in shows. I love that kind of like bond connection type thing. So I really want them to develop Freddie and Millicent's characters, or their relationship. So next we're gonna get into Harper, so Laci Mosely's character, and I love Harper. I love her. I think she came off like the most natural out of everybody. I just think the way she plays off of Carly is so awesome, and I don't know, I just think that she's great. And she's obviously not a replacement for Sam. She's obviously not trying to be another Sam, but she's just like someone that just is supportive of Carly from the back, and I really enjoyed that about Harper. I just think Harper's really funny, and I think she just offers Carly a lot of support. I do want to see them develop Carly and Harper. I keep using their real names. I really want them to develop Carly and Harper's character, or their relationship. Like, because I feel like we don't really see that best friend kind of bond. Like, you know what I'm talking about, like the kind of bond, like that really close, I'll do anything for you. Obviously that's there, but I want to know more about the origin of their friendship. I want to know more about why they're so close, or how come they stick so close together. I just want more depth and more kind of a backstory to their relationship. I think that'd be really cool. But so far, I really like her character. I love how she's there for Carly, and I love how she kind of has this like marches to the beat of her own drum. Like she's clearly her own character. She's not just there to kind of be Carly's like best friend, like how in other shows where they use like the token black, you know, person. Like she's kind of her own entity. And so I really like that about Harper's character, and I can't wait to see what they do with her and what kind of antics she gets into and what kind of antics she gets Carly into. So I can't wait for that. All right, so then we're gonna get into Millicent next. So Millicent's character, I really like Millicent. A lot of people don't like Millicent. I was on Reddit and people are all like, I don't like Millicent, I don't like Millicent, I don't like Millicent. And I'm like, I like Millicent. I think Jaidyn Triplett, who's the actress, has a lot of talent. I think she's very, very talented. I love the way she delivers her lines. She's actually super funny. Like a lot of her jokes were hilarious. There was one joke in the second episode that I can't remember, but if I remember it, I'll insert it.
Want me to scrub your social media for a friends and family rate of $500?
I'd rather wear a shirt made out of human hair.
And you can make one with all you shed.
And I honestly hope that they take her character more from like a bratty kind of brash kid and make her more of like a clever mastermind, because she just gives me clever mastermind tease. Like I feel like she could be like the Neville Papperman of the iCarly gang, but nicer and sweeter. And I hope that they develop her and Freddie's, again, their relationship more. I hope she warms up more to him, because she doesn't even call him dad. So I hope that she warms up more to Freddie. I hope she opens up more, and I hope she professes her adoration for Carly, because it's clear she loves Carly but likes to just be the anti-hero or the antagonist of the group. So, and also I hope they surround her with more kids. Like I wonder what they're gonna do with her character. Are they gonna make her character kind of like going through growing pains, you know, like in that teenage puberty time? Are they gonna do that with her character? Is she just gonna serve as an annoyance for the rest of the group? Like I wonder if she's gonna have her own storylines, because I think that'd be really cool to kind of give her a sort of like coming of age storyline. I think that'd be really cool. Maybe even some of the things she gets into could mirror the things that Carly, Freddie, and Sam went through when they were teenagers. You know, they went through relationship woes, they went through school problems, they went through all kinds of things that other teenagers go through. So I think that'd be really cool if they do that with Millicent's character. I don't want her to just be background, because I actually think she's a really great actress. And I actually think she's very natural. So I really like Millicent, and I don't like people hating on Millicent. Just give it time. It's only been 3 episodes. All right, so next we're gonna get into Jerry Trainor's character, Spencer. Spencer. I love how he's like now this like big shot because of some type of marshmallow sculpture that melted. Like it's hilarious how he became a millionaire by accident. Like only Spencer would become a millionaire by accident. And I love how they just really have him, you know, just being really his hilarious self. Like I love that the episode 2 where he got the stuff in his eye and he was using Freddie and then he like got hurt. Like I don't know, his physical pain just was hilarious. Like I love that in the second episode. I do kind of feel like in the third episode they made his character kind of weird, because he wanted to get back at Carly because Carly wasn't listening to him. But I always thought that in the original series, Spencer was the type to give his sister and people around him more chances than just 1 or 2 times. Like it was just weird seeing him go at Carly like that. It seemed a bit out of character, but I still felt like obviously it was kind of justified because Carly was screwing with his business, so I understood that. But yeah, I really like Spencer, and I kind of am seeing now that Spencer and Carly are more equals now in this show than big brother, little sister. You don't get the big brother, little sister dynamic as much as you did in the first series. Maybe we'll get it more as the series goes on, but you can definitely tell that they're mostly equals, and that's because Carly is a grown woman, so it makes complete sense. All right, so I'm just going to talk about general things real quick. The apartment, Spencer's apartment. I'm kind of indifferent. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I understand that it kind of aged with the rest of them, but I feel like it doesn't showcase Spencer's quirkiness like it used to and his craziness and all the colors. I don't really like that as much, and I guess I expected it to look even better because he's rich. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm kind of indifferent on the actual home that they're in. As far as the actual plots of the episodes themselves, like, again, episode 1 was a little shaky because it was the pilot episode, but episode 2, I love seeing Nora again, Nora Dershlit. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention how much they're cursing. Okay, so hearing Carly curse, hearing her say the B word was like, it was weird. It was weird. I don't know if it's just because I'm so used to seeing her so sweet and innocent and it being a kid's show, but I think it's kind of weird. Like, I feel like a lot of people either don't care or they like it, but for me, I just think it's weird. It didn't even sound natural. Like, it didn't sound natural. I mean, I don't think they need to try to force the adult themes, okay? I don't need them to force, because they don't have to just be, like, just to kind of put the adult themes. Like I feel like they can go through real adult problems like debt, or I don't know, like real adult problems without having to be. So I really hope that they kind of fix that as the series goes on and make it more natural. I also I thought that the plot with the boy was really weird, but it was funny because it kind of made me feel like that kind of happens in real life. Like you have women that get mad when like certain people don't open their DMs or their messages, and you have men that get really mad at women, especially men who get mad at women. So I feel like that kind of stuff happens in real life, and them mocking cancel culture and things like that was pretty cool too. And I loved like the meta writing where Harper was like, look, someone's hating on a show you loved as a child.
Look, over there, someone's sharing their negative opinion about a TV show you liked as a child.
Get on.
Yeah.
First of all, I love the way she delivered that line, and second of all, I thought it was super meta. So I really enjoyed it. I think the iCarly revival is pretty good so far. You know, I don't know if I'm gonna keep up with it, but I think I'll pop in here and there. I thought it was really cool. And I'm excited to see where they go with the rest of the show. I think they're off to a pretty decent start. I think once everyone kind of settles into their roles more. I also forgot to mention Sam. And so, as we all know, like I said in my Jennette McCurdy video and in general, that Jennette McCurdy is not going to return to iCarly, but I love the way they addressed Sam returning. I really liked how they addressed that because it kind of left the door open to see if Jennette McCurdy wants to return in the future. And I also think that it was fitting for her character that she was in a biker gang. So I really, really enjoyed that. And I really think that they gave a lot of wonderful respect to Sam Puckett, or Jennette McCurdy. My goodness, I keep using their like actor name and then the real name and anyway. So yeah, I really liked how they gave respect to Jennette. So I really like that too. So yeah, like I said, basically I really enjoyed the revival. I think it was pretty good. I will be popping in here and there. But yeah, so thank you all for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see y'all next time. Peace.